All right. So, last time we talked, you said that you have had something following you from Green Valley to Lexington.
Yes.
So, can you give us a little bit of insight about how many places it's followed you?
So 3, actually, and I had this thought. I divorced my husband and moved out, and that's kind of when it started. However, I needed new furniture, right? So I went to a brass armadillo, actually, antique store. Bought this cute little dresser, got it home, and there was a giant blood pool all the way down it.
Oh.
And I cleaned it up, of course, took pictures, which I meant to find, but I didn't get in that far this morning. And I don't know if it was the whole act of leaving or that dresser or what, but it followed me from Scenic in Green Valley to Sandy Lane in Green Valley and then to here. And I actually physically saw it when I was moving out of Scenic.
And can you describe what it looked like?
It was a tall shadow walking down the stairs as I was actually moving, ironically, the dresser from my bedroom to the living room.
So when you say shadow, would you say it was more like humanoid figure or just like
Yes.
kind of misty?
No, I would say humanoid. I mean, there's not like definite details, but I mean, I considered it a man all along, but for sure when I saw that shadow, I was like, yeah, that's a man.
I got you. Would you say it kind of like was gradient to where it faded along the sides
Yes,
kind of thing?
exactly.
But still kept
Dark and
the
then,
form of like humanoid.
Yep.
Okay.
I couldn't have put that into words myself, but yes, you're describing it perfectly.
Just things that I've seen.
Right.
It's the most, not really common, but I guess maybe common. I don't know.
I don't know if this is important either. I didn't believe in this thing way back then, but you'll meet him later. When my teenage son was young, about 6, he described, and he didn't know it yet, he described the shadow man, seeing the shadow man, and I was like, man, whatever, he's a kid. And I don't know if I didn't see a hat or anything, you know, like the typical shadow man, but I don't know if it's that, maybe it's following him, I don't know. But he's for sure always had experiences, and I just kind of blew him off, not believing in it, so.
And this did it ever start as like maybe an imaginary friend?
That's what I wondered. No, he's never had like said, Mom, no, so-and-so is playing with me or hanging out with me. He's never said that, but he did say that about the shadow man in the closet upstairs, also in Green Valley, years ago, and I just didn't believe in it then at that point. What are you doing to my hair, kid?
So you describe it as, you know, not imaginary. So usually when we see these things, they take more of a liking to children. They're easier to be manipulated. Not saying it's like a bad thing.
No.
But they're easier to befriend, and they're easier to, you know, between the ages of 6 and 8 is when.
6 years old.
Exactly.
Yep.
So it's more to where a lot of experiences kind of start between that time range. Was it your son that started seeing it first, or was it you?
Yes, no, it was definitely him, and maybe there was stuff going on all along, and I just was like, whatever, that doesn't exist. And then I kind of started being like, this is not really explainable, maybe this does exist.
Exactly.
So.
I got you. So here, can you give me some experiences of what you've had here?
Yes, absolutely. I keep my purse in that little weird cubby right there. That will be open sometimes. There was on 2 occasions, so I have ADT, so as soon as the door opens, it says front door, back door, open. There was one time I was sitting in my chair all alone. He didn't live with me again, and I thought it was my friend grabbing my car. So much so I was like, hey, what'd you forget? And there was nobody there. The door just popped open, and it was actually locked at the time. And I had that happen. Jackson was with me. This was maybe 3 months ago. I was sitting in my chair, and I heard his voice outside. I heard the knob turn, and I was like, oh, maybe he doesn't have his key. And I ran up to go see, and he was still in Green Valley. He wasn't even here. There's been that. I'll show you in a minute. My thermostat is old, just like the house. It's very difficult to touch. There was one morning, I keep it about 62. There was one morning it was 73 in here, and he knows not to touch it, and I asked him, did you touch it? No. Keys go missing, locks are unlocked or locked, depending on the situation. I woke up, the front door has been ajar. The dogs, I told you about the knocking night before last. I was laying in bed, 4 o'clock, been awake for quite a while, and it sounded like an interior wall. So much so the dogs went off. Like some of this, I'm like, am I dreaming? Am I like kind of in between sleep? But the dogs even went off for that. He was asleep. I checked both front and back door. Nobody was there. Can you think of anything? Oh, your pop cans.
Oh yeah, so I have a monster can collection in my room.
Right.
And sometimes when I'm just like sitting on my bed, they'll like randomly like pop. Like if you push a can in and then like
And it pops back out. It makes that kind of sound?
Yeah, it does. It's done that. I don't know. Definitely.
I hear it when you're gone too. It'll
It'll just do it randomly.
And it's not every day. It's not always. It's just once in a while you hear a pop.
Even though they're
empty, open. She keeps the tags.
They're not dented in at all either.
I don't think so. I don't know.
Some of them shouldn't be, but yeah, they're not as dented.
Also, this baby gate last week was in there. I have big dogs, so I try to keep them contained. And it was closed and shut. I was actually laying in there watching, and I heard it click. It was still closed, but I heard it click, like the undeniable sound of that clicking. A couple weeks ago, I was standing kind of between the sink and the fridge, and it really loves to mess with the basement lock. Like it'll lock Jackson downstairs, or it'll lock me out, or unlock it. And I heard it. I didn't see it move, but I heard the lock flip.
Yeah, I've definitely experienced similar things just in my time being alive. There was an old duplex where I lived in where the garage door, me and my sister were home alone, garage door turning, sound of it turning, went to go look, stopped, went back.
Yeah.
You hear the sound, you hear it turning. So with a lot of, I guess, more popular paranormal stories, so you have like the Enfield, which was in London, North London. The first sign to a lot of things is the knocking sound. So knocking on the walls, like it sounds like it's coming from inside the wall, not like somebody outside hitting the siding, like inside the wall, like something is inside of your walls. So that is, for me, the most, I guess, crucial sign that there could be something here, and just other things. Can you tell us about what you talked about over the phone with me about the physical contact that you felt?
Oh, yes, that was crazy. That's why I think it's a boy ghost. This was at Scenic. This was the first time. And I was laying on my left side, like not asleep yet, but like getting sleepy. And I felt something just graze my right cheek. And I don't think I even told you this. There was a time I was at work. I was working in Oak Grove at the time. And I'm a groomer, so there's a groomer here, groomer here, groomer here. And then our boss up front. And I heard my name, Lacey. I was like, what? We didn't say your name. So there was that. That's the only time I feel like I felt anything outside of my home. So I don't know if that was just me going crazy or I don't know.
So along that, do you, like, I have to ask this, are you prescribed any medications or anything like that you take on a normal day?
Just my thyroid medicine.
Okay. And there haven't been any experiences besides the one you mentioned at work in Oak Grove outside of where you've lived?
No,
Okay.
That was the only one time, one off.
And what do you want us to do today? You don't want it eradicated, but
No,
do you want to know more about it?
I like him. I want
Okay.
him to stay. I don't want him to leave. He's been kind of entertaining sometimes if I'm bored. I feel comfortable with him. You feel comfortable with him, right?
Yeah.
Jackson,
Yeah,
I know,
he does.
feels comfortable with him.
He probably doesn't even notice.
No, he does. The thing likes to hide its keys.
Okay, so I think we'll go ahead. I think that's all we need to know, and then
Awesome.
we can go ahead and get started with our investigation. So
Alrighty.
what we'll do first is we'll do baseline readings of the house. So we'll go through and get temperature. We'll go through and get EMF readings in every room throughout the house that you want us to access.
Yeah.
If you don't want any to access, that's perfectly okay.
You're fine. Wherever you need to go.
Okay, and then we will do. We'll have Andrew perform a seance around here.
Right at the table.
Perfect. And then, so we'll try and make communication with whatever it is, try and figure out at least a name.
I would love
a
to be
reason.
able to address him, you know?
Right.
We've kind of become a friend over
Yeah.
the last, what has it been, 3-4 years? So, yeah.
Andrew is definitely the most set up for that.
Awesome.
He can make better communication than
Cool.
just
Yeah.
hunters can, so. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome.
So we'll go ahead and get going.
I'm
with
very
that.
happy to have you guys here. Thank
Of course,
you for
thank
taking
you.
your time.
Thank you.
Yep.
How warm is it? For 69, I guess.
I'm actually going to leave during the seance. I'm going to do EVP, so we're going to see if we can get any extra voices that happens. I'm not going to use it yet, so it's off right now, but
Okay.
whatever it is used.
This is, you guys are welcome to it. There's protein down here.
The basement door.
The one that the lock manipulates?
This one.
It seems to be a hot area.
I have a dog bathtub down there, actually, because I'm a groomer, and he has had to pee in the dog
There's a lot of
Is he home right now?
He is.
Okay.
Yeah, and he knows you guys are here.
Sounds good. Hey Jacob, we're going to set some motion activation throughout the home and in places just in case.
I was just in the living room and it's very active all around.
Could be electronics. There's a lot of electronics.
So we're not going to get
There's a lamp, a
Yeah.
TV.
I'm sure we could do some of these things.
Definitely.
Interference purposes.
Hey, I'm gonna put this right here. Are you kidding me? Yeah, doesn't that look like? There is something. I'm gonna keep.
What did she say this house was?
1930, 1931.
Yep.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
It's crazy. I mean, I was asking him, you know how old the house is?
It's not quite 100 years old. I think it's 95.
It's still pretty old.
Yeah.
They'll round up.
The battlefield is less than a mile.
Wow. So I mean, like when you bought this house, and you give them some of the history. I mean,
We're just setting motion activation throughout the house, so we'll get a tiny bit of an audio cue and also a visual cue in case there's any movement throughout any.
It's a cool little town if you've not explored.
You get that?
Pretty cute. You do? Yeah. Well, you've probably seen me and my dogs walking all the time. Yeah. That's awesome.
Sit in the same spots if it does it again.
Yeah.
Big
It's
dog
not
is
doing
so
that.
weird. My son likes it. I don't
Did you get that on video?
Like the middle end of it. Because I was recording you saying what you were saying.
That's the exact same spot where I put it too. Hey, I put a motion activated ball in this doorway. It just came rolling in when we were.
It was following him.
Oh, you know what?
Is the house
Two-
unlevel?
It might be. So her door, you have to close shut. My door will shut on itself. So maybe.
I think it would have taken force to get rolling through the room all the way to here.
I don't know. I put it in the same spot and it just rolled back into the same spot.
Yeah, that's interesting. It wasn't like a slow roll. It felt like someone kind of pushed it,
Oh, wouldn't
There it
surprise
goes.
me, honestly?
but it doesn't come all the way here.
Uh-uh.
Even if I step my body weight right here, that's not going to mimic that.
Yeah,
Well,
right.
It, did-
And
no,
obviously we didn't touch it.
it definitely, it went all the way, it followed you in a sense.
So
There's some cool little.
your skepticism and your reason. What do you think?
I mean, my reasoning is just unlevel. You know, I just happen to get some momentum at the same time.
But if we step right here, it's not like it makes the floor unlevel.
There is a little bit of a secret.
No, I
And it was
just,
sit right there.
I mean, it had momentum going.
A little hole that we tried to whip through. Like in there, like under the stairs in there.
It would have had to been hit. Because that's about the path it took. Alright, we'll see if it happens again.
From under it.
Yeah, that was odd. We were walking over here and the ball just with momentum. Follow through. No, you're good. See if you can get Andrew's. You said you feel something in this room.
Uh-huh.
Positive,
It's
negative.
going to negative. I mean, it goes to the basement, so I wonder if the basement has something in there.
If we have to go down there, we can. He knows we're here.
I mean, I'd like to. I don't want to be like rude.
Yeah. Just us three can go down there if we don't want to overwhelm, or even just you two.
This right here area is like
Energy full.
more heavy. Feels more heavy to me. I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, the air feels heavier. I don't know if that's because there's a vent. I mean, that would be like the opposite, wouldn't it?
Yeah. There's definitely differences in temperature in this room.
There is definitely. It's warmer. At least it feels.
It's colder in there.
Let me get readings from people.
It is.
Oh gosh.
It's significantly colder right here than it
Keep
is.
kicking the balls.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
So I'm trying to avoid them.
This room's 61 degrees.
Go check the corner in that room.
Yeah.
Okay.
By the,
Alright.
between the TV stand and the vent.
Alright.
Right by the vent.
Oh, really?
Like right by the vent. The air is thicker. It's significantly warmer even though it's by windows.
So the floors themselves are just old.
Those were all carpeted, and I have dogs, so I ripped the carpet out. It needs to be refinished.
55 in this
That's
corner.
understandable.
Hardwood's beautiful.
Said 55 in that corner.
Hardwood is gorgeous.
It is by the door, by the window. It's 54. There's no
Yeah, I don't feel no
draft
drafts
coming.
anywhere.
Yeah. There's actually a pretty clean seal. The vent's 64,
That's yeah.
which is the temperature that she's keeping. 62.
Did you do the closet?
$61.
61.
Same as the other room.
Yeah.
So that's about an average, but that's a really cold corner. That's like
Jacob?
6 degrees cold.
Will you write down temperatures for each
Yeah.
room?
So yeah, we gotta name them.
Andrew and I are gonna go downstairs just for a moment.
All right. Let's do it.
Watch your heads, even the short people.
We will name this guinea pig room.
We just moved them up here last night. It was, like I said, the basement was warmer, but over the last couple of days, like it's cold.
Yeah. It's been very cool.
It's still 61.
Where on Franklin are you?
We will name this
That's
horse
awesome.
room.
Horse room, yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
I love it here. This was my first year. That driveway about did me in. We got stuck in it, and then my car is
60.
crappy and it sits low. I'm like, we're not parking in there until it's completely done.
Okay, and then we'll say. Oops, that was me.
Oh,
That's gone.
it's on now.
We'll do it. Sub closet was, I think that was 61. Yeah. It's 6 degrees colder. And I have sensitive skin. So the house is 62. Keep it 62. I thought it would be warmer in the kitchen. There's more appliances, and it's 56 in here.
Oh, really?
Wow. I mean, the washer's going.
Yeah.
That emits steam.
He's 19 now, and he started telling me about
50. Shit. 56.
really believe in. And then I got or left my husband in 20.
It's 52 over here. It's getting colder. Well, we're right in the middle. I know it's gonna hit him.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I did.
I got big feet. Alright. Okay, figures. Doorway.
Probably the coldest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
48. Okay. So, built in the 30s. You gotta imagine there's not a whole lot of insulation.
Mhm. Probably low R values in the walls and.
A lot of windows. But it's consistent in certain areas. And that corner being 53.
That's off.
That's really weird. So we're gonna keep poking around. Is this electrical
Are they downstairs? Are they downstairs?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's cool.
That's that cubby she was talking about.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
48 in here. So
Even with all that stuff, that's. You'd think all that stuff in there would make just insulate it more.
yeah.
And it's in the center of the house. That's where she said she put her purse, and that's
Yeah.
where.
We're gonna call this the purse cubby. There's also 48 purses. Let's see what else we got. There's definitely.
Actually, that would be interesting. Where were they saying they felt that spot?
Call this the living room.
Were you guys talking about the cold spot in that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The
Where will
corner.
you show me where it is?
Yeah. Oh, sure. Okay, I will.
Okay.
Well, that corner that you're in is 53. That closet's 61.
So it's warmer, but it just, for some reason, it feels colder.
It's all backwards.
Not that
There's
I
one.
see. Not in the closet. I don't think.
No.
These
Yeah,
are
it's just all backwards.
Yeah. It's weird.
It's definitely.
Like I was rapping.
I feel as if the activity's more centered around you, obviously, specifically, than just the house. There is obviously areas of the house which we feel something could be going on, but at the same time, it feels the activity just feels more centered around you. Like not from what you said, but the things your kids have said,
Yeah.
and it just makes sense.
Maybe if it came away. Should be interesting if we do that. Okay. Okay, so what we're gonna do is kind of everybody, so that we, for protection, call upon either guardian angels, ancestors, whatever best associates with you. For this, I'll probably call upon the Archangel Michael, because I work with him on doing seancey, ghosty things. And then we're going to call upon the spirit that is attached to you in this house, and then we're going to see what we can get with some tarot readings. Sound good?
Sounds great.
Okay, cool. All right, so we are here. I call upon Saint Michael, the Archangel, and also Saint Raphael, the Archangel, to protect us and to seal off the rest of the world except for the circle I just cast. We're here with Lacey and her family, and also with my ghost investigation friends, to hopefully contact the spirit and let me know what he's about. All right, so let's just get started. So we want to know. Let's try to get name. Let's try to get intention. Let's start with, why are you here? That type of thing. And I'm going to have you draw the card, since he's attached to your energy. I think I agree with you that it's a male ghost.
Okay, cool. All right, so we are here. I call upon Saint Michael, the Archangel, and also Saint Raphael, the Archangel, to protect us and to seal off the rest of the world except for the circle I just cast. We're here with Lacey and her family, and also with my ghost investigation friends, to hopefully contact the spirit and what you know what he's about. All right, so let's just get started. So we want to know. Let's try to get name. Let's try to get intention. Let's start with, why do you hear, that type of thing. And I'm gonna have you draw the card since you definitely is attached to your energy. I think I agree with you that it's a male ghost. And for some reason, I wasn't particularly doing a reading, but was the last name Stevenson anything to you?
It's my previously married name.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything like that. So
Yeah, there
that
should be nothing in the
so I
house.
must have been reading you.
Yep.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I don't mean to do that.
Yep.
But
That one's a Stevenson also.
okay. Well, there you go, valid guys. That's really interesting.
That's cool.
Yep. Okay. All right. So you can. We're gonna ask whoever this is to kind of guide you, and you can think, center yourself, think about which card you're drawn to, and we're going to ask the spirit to reveal the purpose. So whichever card you think you're drawn to, just pick it. Okay. The Queen of Pentacles. Interesting. Definitely drawn to the spiritual side of things. I think in their past life was spiritual, and but also maybe a little bit wealthy. Since this is kind of like the Queen of Pentacles at the pinnacle of kind of wealth and looking down on the things that she has. And it's interesting that it's a queen and not, and I think it is a male ghost. So maybe just to kind of understand spirituality, maybe? I'm not sure. So let's pick another card for clarification on that, because that's an interesting first card. Okay. Knave of Swords. Okay, so coming with a purpose, and doesn't seem to be, as you have experienced, he's not. What's the word I'm looking for? Not combative, not looking to harass you,
No.
but wanting to be understood. And I definitely think I'm getting in the past life, this person was somewhat wealthy, not too wealthy, but someone who was comfortable. All right, let's see where they're from. Next question we're going to ask him is where he's from. Not me being nervous. Does the name Jason mean anything to you?
It's my boyfriend.
Really? I'm gonna try not. So your boyfriend's name is Jason.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Well, I think he know. Well, I think what I'm getting is that the ghost, is okay with both of you, and I think he told me his name. That's crazy. I just
Yeah, that's the new boyfriend.
new boyfriend. So I think he's okay with it. Is that going well? You think?
Yeah.
So I think the ghost approves of it.
He's actually supposed to move in here, so that's excellent.
Okay. So that's a good sign.
That's good.
All right, we're gonna find out where this ghost came from, hopefully.
Well, right away, this just sticks out to me.
Ah, the Seven of Cups. Well, 7 is, kind of a number, depends upon what kind of you ascribe to. So it's a holy number, it's a perfect number. In biblical numerology, it's perfect. Dealing with cups, dealing with like, your emotions, and also being balanced. So I think this spirit, because it's interesting. So if you look at, here, I'll show you over here. So I'm getting that this is you and this is him. And he's the ghost.
Yeah.
And I think he's wanting you to look like kind of in your inward self, to let go of the past, but also to know that kind of, he's here to guide you. He's a spirit guide.
Yeah.
He might be one of your ancestors. I don't know.
This is, I might even like get a little teary about this. I'm an alcoholic and I'm in recovery.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been struggling and reaching out, and that is very cool.
Yeah. So I think this guy might be one of your ancestors or just really attached to you, and he's wanting you to look within. And by doing this, you get balanced. And I'm a recovered addict too for something different, but yeah, spirituality.
Cool.
Spirituality has
Very
definitely been important to me, and kind of why I wanted to join these guys was to help other people and to connect and to, grieve with people and to experience them.
Maybe that's why I don't want him to go anywhere. Maybe.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that, as long as you're fine with it.
Yeah.
I'm not getting where he's from though,
That's
but
okay.
he's
That's okay. That's
definitely
okay.
attached to you. But this to me, because it's relaxed. You see this person as he's relaxed. So the dark or the black can represent shadow work or shadows. So him, but also your inner shadow work, which needs to be accomplished, which, experiencing traumas and who knows, whatever you've experienced in your past, I'm sure a lot. So
Yeah.
definitely worth involving him and investigating your spirituality. So
You know what? And I kind of do when her and I will sit around, and I don't even know what I'm doing with my cards, right? But
Mhm.
I'll ask questions and whatever you see on the internet, and that has come up. So that is, I've been like, hey, help.
yeah, and I
That's
think,
interesting.
all right, let's see, what else do you want to ask? 'Cause now
I don't know. I didn't
I'm
expect
very
those kind of
keen.
answers. So you ask me something, and I'll think about it.
Okay. I guess let's ask him if he wants to stay. It seems so,
Yeah,
but
I hope
like,
so.
it's like,
Please don't.
yeah, let's see if he wants to stay. Especially if it's an ancestor, then yeah,
That'd be really
for
cool.
sure.
Are you literally snacking like this is a movie or something?
Okay, I ask him if he wants to stay or not. The 3 of Cups, or 3 of Chalices. Yeah, I think he likes being here. Again, it kind of goes with, because there's a symbolism of 3, so kind of like, I mean, in biblical things with the Trinity, but also perfect balance and unity. It doesn't seem he wants to go. We didn't get like a negative card like swords or anything like that. But let's pull another card for clarification.
Well, that one jumped out. So.
Oh, strength. There you go. So again, if you look, it's kind of like a mirror too, but I think he is staying again to help conquer. That's a dragon, could represent evil or demons.
Yep.
So inner demons or literal demons. A lot of the time, most of our stuff is, for me, self-inflicted.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think he wants you to give you strength. I feel like this person, this ghost, is more in the lines of a guardian angel. I don't think it's an angel. I was not getting any warmth, because usually when I call on Raphael or Saint Michael, usually angels to most people feel very, very warm, and also like loved ones can feel very, very, very warm too. Like say your mother or whoever passed away could come and feel very warm. Usually ghosts that we don't know are colder or can smell musty. But I think this person, I want to say one of your ancestors, or if he's not, this person who really wants you to heal and to get better.
I knew I needed him.
Yeah. So it feels like
That's
fate.
awesome.
What else? I'm gonna see if you can ask. You can maybe try to ask for a name. pausing.
Yeah, I would love a name.
Because nothing's
I'd
pausing
I'd
to
love
me.
to be able to address it. You know, I already talked to it. I know that sounds so stupid.
I already figured out your life, but by accident. I'm
Yeah.
like, oops.
And
Sorry.
if not, is there a way that we can talk to him,
Yeah,
pull him
that's-
in, and try and
Yeah,
talk to
we
him?
can address him. I mean,
Try and get him to speak to us
try to get him
specifically.
to show signs, or we can start asking then. It's like, okay, give us, you know, your favorite color. I mean, it sounds ridiculous, but favorite color,
Yeah,
favorite
no, it
activity, and then maybe we can, okay. Because even if I get like a symbol, because if you grain values when you're first experiencing this, so, I mean, we
Yeah,
can,
I
we
just
can-
want him to. I want him to say. I want him to feel
Yeah.
welcome. I, like I said, talk to him. So I would like to be able to address him somehow, other than what I already do.
Yeah. All right, we wanted to ask him. What do you want to ask him? See, that's in my brain. I'll ask him his name. All right, let's ask him his name.
Well, as you were.
Or I guess
spreading
ask him your name. I'm gonna ask him his name, or what he wants to be called or addressed as.
Okay.
How about that? Okay, 7 of we're pulling lots of 7s. 7 of Pentacles. I feel like it kind of looks like your son, which is interesting. So
Yes,
to
does
me,
actually.
right, mention that there was the validity of an ancestor. So
That does make sense.
interesting. 7. I mean, maybe an S name.
Come up with something with an S, surely.
Yeah, let's do it for clarification. So I'm thinking
You mean Stevenson?
Stevenson
Yeah, it
is
could be.
that? Yeah, it could be
I
a
mean, that's a married
Stevenson.
name, so I guess that wouldn't be my ancestor, but it doesn't matter
Still,
who's
I mean-
protecting me.
I mean Stevenson. Let's ask us pull different card for clarification. So I think it is an S name. 7. You've been pulling all the major arcana. That's so interesting. Temperance. Timothy?
My dad's name is Timothy.
Is he still alive?
Yeah.
Okay. Does he have anyone named Timothy in your ancestry? Like a grandfather? Or great grandfather?
I'd have to look at my ancestry book. I don't know. I know his dad's name is Lawrence.
Is it possible it could be spelling out its name?
It could, yeah. I mean,
ST?
ST. Let's see what happens. ST.
Well, that one wanted to come.
Like how I guess your dad's name too. 2 of Wands. That's W or W. STW. Could be initials too.
Stewart, maybe.
I keep wanting to go back to Samuel.
Samuel?
Actually.
Feeling Samuel?
Samuel.
I'm sure we got a Samuel in there somewhere.
W. Warren?
No.
Nothing. Yeah, not Warren. But I'm drawn to Samuel,
Samuel?
for some reason.
Okay.
Samuel T? Maybe that's his
You
middle
remember
name?
that place, Samuel?
Samuel. Samuel. Because maybe it's 2 of Wands, so maybe it's T. It would be another T. It'd be 2 T's. So if he's saying it's 2 of Wands, and he just might be saying T might be the second letter or the last name.
I'm trying to think back. It's been a
Terrence?
while since I looked at that book.
Terrence. No. Let's pull another card. He's being tricky. Or I'm not reading it right. But I think his name is Samuel. Or wants to be addressed as Samuel.
Well, you got my divorce name and
I
boyfriend's
know.
name right, so I'll believe you.
I promised I didn't look you up before coming. So you can pull on all the major arcana. You're definitely a magical person. The stars. S again.
Who has an S?
I think Samuel is his first name.
We'll go with that.
Last name, I think. Maybe a T and S in it? Because you keep getting T's, you keep getting S's.
Maybe it's from Eric's side. Maybe it's Stevenson's side.
That could be Stevenson. Samuel
There's-
Stevenson?
Steve is his dad. Steve Stevenson. He passed away from pancreatic cancer
Maybe it is Steve.
like
Steve.
4 years ago.
Could be Steve.
We
I,
were pretty
I was
close.
waffling between Steve and
Yeah.
Sam.
Could the V get mixed for the W?
Possible.
Mm-hmm.
It could be. It could be your
Ex-father-in-law.
ex-father-in-law.
It could be.
Is it
Yeah.
possible to draw one more and see if we get the E? Is that even a
let's
thing?
see. Let's see if. Well, let's reshuffle and see if it is your father-in-law.
Okay.
Sam or Steve, I think, is his name.
Seems like I got a lot of Steves in my life.
Did your ex-father-in-law pass before Grain Valley, the house you lived in?
And when I was still married, yeah, in Green Valley.
Oh.
That would make
And
a
he-
lot of sense.
And
Did he?
he and my husband at the time were at odds, so they did not speak while he passed.
Okay. Would you say you had like a closer relationship with him in the end than your ex?
And not closer, but like we got close. He was away. Like it was a bad situation with him and his brother.
Sure.
Oh, Randy. What about Uncle Randy? What's his middle name? I don't know. That's okay. No, let's not involve Dad in this. But Eric and I were obviously, Eric is her dad's name, obviously kind of at odds, and he knew it. I was ready to leave long ago, and he kind of knew it, and so he and I did get pretty close before he passed away.
All right. Let's see if this is your ex-father-in-law. Did you say was it inverted?
Yes.
Okay. That's usually no.
Okay.
So I don't think so.
Okay.
And depending upon what we're doing, I usually sometimes we'll read inversions, but especially if we're doing with the
Yes or
seance,
no?
I'll
Yeah.
do that as a no. Okay. All right. Samuel, I think then his name is.
Okay.
All right. Let's ask maybe what his occupation was
This one's already sticking out to me.
in his past life. Inverted. Or is that-
Inverted to me.
He was inverted too. Okay. So Ten of Pentacles inverted. I feel like, well, he was at one point, as I said, not super wealthy but comfortable, but also had some struggles. And since this also was a duo card, and we're also getting a lot of, we're getting 2s, 3s, and 7s, which is interesting. So this is a sun, something at night. So maybe like a guard or a soldier or something.
My grandpa was in the Navy.
Okay, maybe a soldier. Because so I think about these two cards together. It's, you know, there's a castle behind it, sun being opposite of, but also because the sun represents joy and cheerful, and if it's inverted, it represents the opposite of that. So he did something he didn't quite like. He was
Okay.
forced into doing. Interesting. All right, let's see if he passed away premature, like in say
Not
30s
old
or
age,
30s or less. Even 40s. I mean, shoot, not a old age. It's definitely getting colder. So at least I'm getting colder.
Yeah, I'm a little bit chilly too. How's your temperature, Ray?
Huh?
Your temperature, are you getting colder? Or
My
your-
toes and
Yeah, your
fingers
toes are
and
always
nose
cold.
Definitely getting colder. So I wonder what card that is, because that's interesting.
That one needs to come out. Man.
2. All right, we got 2 of Swords and the Queen of Chalices. These again the duos. And
I'm a Gemini, if that means anything.
I'm also a Gemini. When's your birthday?
May 26th.
That was June 2nd.
Yeah.
Crazy people.
I know, we are.
Yes, we are.
We are.
That's why I'm a medium,
I
I
have
think.
several different personalities. You never know which one you're going to get.
So I don't think they died early age, at least for them. And they died peacefully, I think.
Good.
But I'm still thinking it's Sam
Samuel.
or Samuel.
We'll go with that.
Samuel.
You've been right so far. So.
Yes. I mean, I'm fine with being wrong. But I'm like blown away that I guessed on
I
it.
am too.
I'm like, okay. Like, I know I'm a medium and stuff, and I shouldn't be surprised, but I always surprise
So
myself.
do you see it? Like, do you see, like, just, like, see the word?
Depends. Sometimes I do. In this case, it just kind of came into my
Okay.
mind.
Yeah. I'm
'Cause
just curious
sometimes
if it was
I-
a V or PH.
Oh, I mean, I probably saw V, but that's probably how
Yeah.
my brain's like, oh, I think Stevenson, but it's gonna, for that sort of thing, it's gonna be like your personal influence are gonna a little bit impact that,
Yeah.
but I'm still freaking out a little bit.
And then Jason right off the bat, which
Yeah.
is pretty new. So.
Yes, that's so interesting.
Yeah.
I don't have any Jasons in my
I
life.
have a question for you.
Yes.
When did you get the dresser? Before
was-
Green Valley?
It was whenever I moved out from his house. When did I leave Dad? Was it end of 21? 22. So it would have been, I left him in November. It probably would have been around this time.
It was in October.
It was 21. It was October in 21.
Oh, you're right. And then,
Yeah.
so,
October.
and I didn't get that dresser for a minute. And I didn't even move out of his house till around Thanksgiving. Maybe it was December.
And you bought the dresser at Brass Armadillo.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm thinking. Did anything happen to you before you got that dresser?
Not to me personally. Not that I was paying attention to.
This is personally what I'm thinking. I think that there could be a reason why there's no for sure card readings is because possibly you said you saw blood on there
A huge amount. Yeah.
that just randomly
It might still be there.
There's still some
there
there.
is. We
I'm
opened
sure. Yeah.
on the front door,
Yeah.
the right door.
Yeah.
We had an EMF 5 just come up just on the door.
Yeah, I'm sure there was, but it was, and I tried to find the picture, but it was probably like that wide, trailing all the way, like blood drips, and
This
it
is
was.
when you bought it.
Yes, so I didn't
Dried
realize.
blood.
Yeah, I didn't realize it when I bought it, but Jackson and I brought it in the house, and the door popped open on the way, and I was like, oh shit,
Yeah.
there's blood in here.
noticed that
It's like, please don't hurt me,
immediately.
come on in, please don't hurt me. And then I cleaned it up, and I mean, it's wood, so there's still some, but to the best of my abilities.
Well,
But it
it's
was
possible.
a huge stain.
It's possible the previous reading was 2 of Swords and a woman. It's possible he was killed by his wife
That could be from an estate sale.
from an estate sale.
Maybe.
To the
Okay.
brass arm
Yeah,
halo
that
that
would make sense.
Somebody passed away. There could be some blood,
Yeah, that would make sense.
Samuel Jacobs?
and it's
Is that-
following you.
I know a Jacob, but
I think we should do some research and see if we can find somebody named Samuel who passed away in the Green Valley area, or at
Is
least
it within the past 100 years or so?
Got you.
just to see, because
That'd be
that'll be
interesting.
clear. And he's
Yeah.
feeding off the energy because obviously if you're murdered by your wife, you didn't want to die.
yeah, and it was a lot of blood. It wasn't like a little trickle.
And if he's feeding off your energy, he wants the opportunity to feel like he's living again.
Yeah, because
That makes
the
sense.
2 of Swords could
And you
be
could look like his wife too.
could be combative too.
Yeah,
That's true because
We're
they
feeling-
keep getting couple, 2 and 2 and
Ah,
2,
Yeah,
and then I
Okay.
think and maybe the mirror too could be like you like wanting you to look within, but also you remind me of my
that would make
past
sense.
love.
Interesting.
So that could also
Yeah, that's
That
what
way
I'm
you
getting.
explain
touch
that.
my butt.
Yeah, I could also
Yeah.
explain that, but
Yeah.
you might want to set boundary with them.
Yeah. I mean, it hasn't happened since. But, yeah.
That's what I'm getting
That-
personally because
That would
Yeah.
the
make
air's
sense.
completely different in your room.
Is it?
And right there by the dresser, the air's thicker. It feels like,
Heavier?
and the temperatures don't match to what it really is in there.
They don't, and they feel colder, but they stay the same in that corner. I just did some research. It's a stork line dresser that was built in 1950.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty old dresser.
Yeah.
And seen some stuff.
Mom, where'd you get the dresser?
Brass Armadillo, remember you helped me.
There
I
could
literally
definitely
went there
be.
yesterday.
Yeah,
There
I
could
love
be
that
estate
place.
sale.
Just walked around.
There could
It's a
be
good
estate
spot.
sale
We used to have a
furniture there. Easy.
Yeah, definitely.
And if somebody didn't do a good job cleaning the blood,
They didn't try it all.
I
then it
found
makes sense.
a Samuel that died at 26 in Green Valley in 2012, but there's like no more
we think
information.
this guy's old.
I think he's older.
Yeah.
Like that's why I'm getting ancestors.
In the
Yeah.
1900s.
Yeah, that would make
So
sense.
so maybe I'm confused with ancestor, or because my ancestors are protective, so maybe I'm like getting protective vibes.
Yeah.
Because it's not angel, because that's different. It wouldn't be attached to a dresser. So either ancestor or he definitely was a protector. I'm getting that.
Well, and if he thinks I look like
his wife.
To her in a certain way much. So, that's such an interest into her. Could he be like maybe he had issues with alcohol or something like that, and it could be him.
Maybe he killed his wife.
Maybe.
I don't know. It's such a weird. Why is this moved? We haven't been back through here, have we?
Just felt this thing.
This used to be right here. I put everything in the middle of the doorway. We'll go back and see the footage, see if anybody came over here. It's definitely possible. But no telling.
Is there a state that has a seal that has like a cup on it? Or what about a castle?
Like a state flag?
Yeah. Ourselves and we didn't get many swords, which is obstacles. So to me, looking at it like a tarot perspective is you are overcoming those obstacles.
I am.
Which is evident in that. But of course, like the Two of Swords or things like that, of obstacles that have existed in the past. And again, that duality of self. So you can have it psychologically, looking at yourself and your shadow self. So the more negative or just made worse choices or choices that you don't like. Let's put it that way. Choices that you didn't like that made consequences that you didn't like. Because I've been there too. And then I think why really this person we think is Samuel Jacobs came along and to protect you as one of your guardian spirits. And he's definitely a spiritual person, so which is why kind of you and I, perhaps some of your kids will feel things more so than others, just because I'm ridiculously empathetic. It's kind of annoying sometimes, really. So I've been taking care of myself, and same for you too, making sure you do all those things where you take care of yourself, you ground yourself, taking a Epsom salt bath or spa days is really
Mine's
great.
a walk.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I'm convinced. The name is crazy because we kept getting results for that, and I kept getting those readings. So I'm, because I want to be skeptical of myself too, and not be like, let's just give into this. If it was a fantasy, like, oh, that sounds great, it works. But the fact that we have multiple perspectives on this, so I'm more inclined to be like, yes, I think this person's name was Samuel Jacobs. I think they died somehow. I don't know if it was a murder or what. And who knows what the blood is or what that is, because we weren't really clear on that. But I think they were in love, but the love it was unrequited. So I think that he wasn't reciprocated. It might have been like kind of an arranged situation. But then he sees his wife in you, but wants to, I don't think be your wife type of number, but like have you be successful and to be protected. So I think
I definitely feel the protected part.
Kind of very like supportive.
Yeah.
be supportive.
Yeah, I can feel that too.
To help with your shadow work, because that's what we do. I mean, if you're subscribed to either Wiccan or other kind of spiritual in that realm, even like secular witches, so to speak, will subscribe to having the shadow work and to that inner consciousness and to work on ourselves. That's kind of the ultimate goal of the universe.
I think it was so amazing how it was the consistency of how things came up. That's pretty cool.
Yes.
And with your father's name and your father-in-law's name.
Yeah.
That was nuts.
Yeah. Yep.
And I'll be honest, like, I didn't share a whole lot with the team regarding your past.
Yep. Nope.
No.
So because I didn't know who was coming, and I don't want anyone to know anything that shouldn't be known or get any kind of
Exactly.
Preconceived.
Exactly.
before they arrived.
Because then
So
it
the
can
only
seem
thing I
like,
told them
oh.
was your name and a couple of things you told me over the phone. So I just wanted to make sure that nobody had an idea. We want to come into this with an empty head,
Yep.
empty mindset.
Yep.
No judgments, anything. We're here to help.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's very, very cool.
One last thing before we go.
Yeah.
Do you notice the activity increasing at all whenever you're going through a very hard time?
I have to think about that, actually. I'll have to think about that. Let me watch that and think about it. I don't really recall. I'll just hear random things and not put two and two together, like, oh yeah, you're sitting here bawling your eyes out, or, in the past, drinking your face off. So I'll have to think about that and pay attention to it.
Absolutely. Just let me know if anything.
That makes sense. If he's here to protect me, if I'm really struggling, then him to be more active.
Exactly.
Yeah.